But listen, somebody said to me that you actually put a bet on Ian Wright. Is that right, Bill?
No, I didn't, but this lady right here did.
I'm sorry,
Darcy,
I
it was
can't
you.
hear very well.
Did you bet on Ian Wright, apparently?
Yeah, I did. Well, I really hope Mum wins, but I think Ian's got it in the bag, to be honest.
Who do you think, Claire, that she's going to really bond with?
I think she's bonding with CAITLYN already.
Yes.
They're both formidable women, very extraordinary, and they've had decades of experience which they can really dig deep into. And I think she likes the young lads as well. You know, they've just put her on a pedestal, and I think she really enjoys their company. She wants every experience of life. She's gone into the jungle to experience everything she possibly can. So I don't think there's anyone she'll possibly clash with, but I don't think she will stand for much hangriness. Because I've seen that already in the jungle.
Exactly. When people get hungry, they get angry. You're absolutely right. And imagine, because the two of you are so close, you've got so much in common, obviously, both being trans women. You're so close. It's more than a friendship. And it must be so difficult that you just want to pick up the phone and say to her, you're doing really well, I'm really proud of you, but you can't do that.
I know. I want to call the producers and be like, no more snakes, no more bugs, no more this. But we knew what she was signing up for. You know, they reached out early this year, excuse me. And, you know, CAITLYN had done it before back in 2003, I think, early 2000s. And so she kind of felt that she knew what she was signing up for. And I just kind of went with it. But I think the British version of this show is a lot harder than the US version, or at least a lot more challenging for CAITLYN. Maybe it's because it's been 15 years, but I think the show, you know, there's just more challenges to it.
What was the reason for her going into the jungle in the first place, really? Was it because of these fears? You know, she wanted to conquer her? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, probably to maybe prove to herself as well. I think it's come at a good point in her life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. It's quite crazy, isn't it, really, why you would want to do it, but...
Why would you want to...
Yeah.
She has had to chew a cow's bottom.
Yeah.
There are these things.
I was very surprised, and the way she did it, she was so glam with it, and, like, just bouncing around dancing. I was like, how are you doing that?
She styled it out, let's be honest.
I know.
She really did. And now she's got a little girl,
Yeah.
obviously. That's the one thing I think that will be her Achilles heel,
Yeah.
is that she must be missing her so much.
Oh, 100%. And her family as well. She chats to them all the time on the phone, so... Definitely her little girl.
That's quite hard. That'll be the hardest thing, I guess.
Yeah.
The impressions, though, is this something that he does a lot at home? And obviously...
I mean, Roman has been doing impressions since he was 5 years old.
Right.
We used to watch a TV show, Kenan and Kel,
Oh, yeah.
or Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And he's always got someone that he's doing. And he was always entertaining. And even if we were at a restaurant and there was someone sat at the table next to us, all of a sudden he'd just start doing them. And we're like, oh my God, it's that guy, isn't it? It's like, yeah, like he can do
He's always
anyone.
had that. He's
always done it.
You are a very close-knit family.
Yes.
Obviously, of course you are. Do you think that he will get homesick or already is getting homesick for you guys?
I think that was always our biggest fear. It was
Yeah.
never that Roman was ever going to fall out with anyone or that he wouldn't be up for the challenges. The only thing I could think is, like, we speak every day.
Sure.
So give it another week, I think he might start getting the itch to want to come home.
I know,
so that's all we were worried about.
It's that thing that they are in splendid isolation. I mean, I know they get little packs now and again. They get very emotional about that. But you can't just pick up... And these days as well, we're all in touch all the time.
Yeah.
You can't just pick up your phone and say, hi, how are you?
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was
how
my
you
only
doing?
worry, that he might get homesick. I mean, even on the family WhatsApp group, even if we're not talking directly, I know where Mum is, where he is, what time he's getting home, so...
You got quite emotional in there, and I completely understand that. You know, you're obviously missing home, missing your parents, who are incredibly proud of you. Have you had a chance to talk to them?
I spoke to both my parents on FaceTime the second I came out, and yeah, I'm one of those guys. I show my emotions a lot, and just seeing their faces, I couldn't stop crying, and I just said, "Did I do you proud?" And my dad and my mum said I did everything and more. So I've done my job.
You did. You absolutely did. I guess now, I'm sure there would be lots and lots of offers for you to go through, particularly when it comes to impressions, because you did entertain the camp quite a lot. It was good.
Lorraine, it might be you.
It's never going to be me. I could never do it, love. Honestly, I really take my hat off to every single one of you when you're eating a kangaroo's bum and all sorts of horrible things. I absolutely could not do it. And you were really good at those eating challenges. You could see in your little face it was really hard, but you just kept going.
It was one of those things, every single one of the trials, we all smashed it because we had one night where we got all of the stars and we were like, remember this moment because look at how happy we all are. Look at us sat around enjoying this meal together as a family. And every time we went into the trial, it wasn't for, you know, ourselves to go, oh, we did so well. It was for the family. It was for our friends. We were like, we need that moment back.
They were talking last night about their feelings. Yeah, they were, and talking about who said, I love you. And he said a really sweet thing, Chloe. He said when he saw you with his friends and how great you were with all his rugby pals, he knew you were the one. That was it. That just clinched it for him. I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah, I remember that day really well. We were actually in Henley-on-Thames and we had been out all day. We were having such a great time and he stopped me. Sorry, there's bugs everywhere.
I can see them. I can see them, Chloe. I can see the bugs.
I'm in the jungle. Yeah, no, he stopped me before I crossed the road and he said, I just want you to know that I think you're amazing and I love you. And it was, yeah, I've never forgotten it. And he did take his time, sweet time to say it. But I'm kind of glad he did because then at least when he said it, I knew he really meant it. And yeah, we're incredibly close and I love him dearly and I'm so proud of him, you know, despite his hangry moments. I actually think he's doing a fantastic job and I'm really proud.
Jenny McAlpine, your lovely Jenny, of course, who's in Corrie 2 as Fizz. Did she give you any words of advice before you came into the show? Did she talk to you about it?
She just basically said that the days feel quite long and believe me, they do. It's just because obviously you don't know what time it is. And like, if you don't go out on a trial or dingo dolly, you're in camp all day, and the days can seem long. But yeah, that's the only advice. She said it was the boredom more than anything. But to be honest with you, we had 12 amazing people in there this year. There was quite a lot of big personalities in there. Everyone had stories to tell, and that's what I enjoy more than anything. The fact that when someone was telling a story, everyone sat back and listened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've met 11 amazing people. I never thought I'd do so well. I think everyone knows I'm a super fan. I absolutely love the show, and I just like, everything what they threw at me, I just embraced it.
Who did you get on with the most, would you say? Who will you be going for a drink with after this?
Well, I suppose James. We're both rugby fans. Well, he's not a rugby fan. He did it for a living. But I liked everyone. You know, there was each. What was great is the whole camp. There was a person for each one of my personalities. You know, there was somebody to hang out with when I was in. You know, if I wanted to be really mellow, Nadine was there. If I wanted to talk about football, I could talk to Andy. Great group of people to hang out with.
I've been quite surprised by how grumpy Ian Wright is. He is really grumpy, and we're obviously seeing a lot of that. You know, with the edited version, we're seeing lots of that. And you two had a few niggles. But did you make up in the end, or was it okay?
Oh, always. Oh, that was days and days ago. Look, you know, you're eating is such a small amount of food. And you're not really sleeping very well, so it's bound to happen. You know, listen, me and Ian love each other. We got on like a house on fire. It was just we're really, really similar men. You know, that's it. And everybody missed their loved ones, but both me and Ian are probably the most emotional men in the camp.
Yeah, there were a few tears.
Overtly emotional men. And our emotions were in sync. You know, so when he was sad, I was also sad, and that's what happened.
So look, obviously, no regrets about going in. You really enjoyed it. Who was your pal in there? Who do you think that you'll see afterwards, and that you sort of... Because you were in later, and it's always difficult when you're in later to bond the same. But who do you think you'll see after the whole thing's over and done with?
Hey, well, listen, we're setting up a WhatsApp group, so we're all going to see each other. You know, we've set up a little WhatsApp group. We're talking about getting a tattoo. And I'm definitely going to try and see Andy again because I love him. He's such a laugh. But Ian Wright, I mean, look, what a bunch of legends I was in there with. Incredible people. I mean, 3 sports legends.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible people.
Fantastic.
And then 3 actresses and actors. And Yeah, and presenters, and the lovely Kate Garraway. I had my own breakfast show every morning. I used to pop out of bed.
You did.
And there was Kate Garraway, my own private breakfast television show.
And doing incredibly well. We're all very proud of her here. She's doing fantastically. She really, really is. Very proud of her.
Yeah, she's
I'm
amazing.
intrigued, though. I'm intrigued about the tattoo. Where are you all going to get the tattoo, and what's it going to be?
We don't know, we haven't decided yet, but we're going to start designing one between us. So.
It's great. Not beans, though. You don't want tattoos of beans on your bottom or anything like that. That would be bad.
It might be just the rear end of a possum.
She'll be really missing the kids, though. That'll be the thing that's making her, I guess, upset.
Yeah, so when she's crying, I don't know if she's scared of what people are thinking of her, which I know that it does affect her a bit, but I think deep down it just gives her a reason to cry instead of looking like she's crying over the kids all the time, because when she was going in, she was saying, I don't want people to think, you know, I'm the crier and I don't want to be seen as that person. So she definitely is missing the girls a lot.
No, for sure. Do you think she could win? Do you think she could be Queen of the Jungle?
I really hope so. I mean, she's such an honest person and she's really being herself. So as, you know, her best friend and cousin, I know how funny she's going to get. She's going to get even better the longer she stays in there. People are really going to see the real Jacqueline, and like, I can't wait for that to come out. So I really hope she stays in, and I do think she can win it.
Do you think that was the reason she went in, for people to see the real her? Because obviously we read so much about in women's magazines and in all the gossip magazines and all of that. So this was her chance to go in and just set the record straight a bit, and also confront her fears.
Yeah, definitely. You know, she's had so many papers, you know, always in like the Daily Mail and stuff, and that doesn't portray the real her, and she doesn't ever get a story for herself to be just who she is. And people have always seen her as Lauren Brannan, but now she's Jacqueline Jossa, Jacqueline Osborne, and that's her out there, and you can see the real person she is.
Sure, and I guess you must all be very proud of her.
Oh, we are all so proud of her, and even watching her cry, it's so upsetting, but smashing her fears, I'm just watching it thinking, I would never do that, and I'm meant to be the brave one out of me and her, and seeing her doing it, I'm just so proud of her.